I always seem to start with mustache adjusting. I don't know kind of how we got into that habit, but here we are. So glad that we are here live on this Wednesday at 11:11. So good to see you coming in. Good morning, Jamie. I am glad you are healing well. Good morning, John. Good to see you. Jamie. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hey, if you're coming in, come in and say hi. Like, I know some of you watch this in kind of stealth mode and don't make a comment, or maybe if you're not wired into Facebook, you can't make a comment. But if you can, say hi. I love seeing it. Like, I've gone back recently and just looked at some of the people popping in here and there and like, hey, they were here, and I didn't know. So I would love to be able to greet you this morning because I think that's part of our ritual of what we do together is that we get to greet each other. We get to say hello. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Donna. How are you? I hope things are well up there. That in Maine, I hope it is as beautiful as this season can be. Good morning, Vicky. I hope you're enjoying that garden out there, enjoying that yard. That it is. I hope you're well. I miss seeing your face, so I hope to see you soon. Hope you're doing all right. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Today is your baby boy's 21st birthday. How about them apples? That's a that's a watershed. That's a thing. That's like a big deal. Congratulations. That's not just for him, for you. Like that's really wonderful. You've raised a great young man. I got the chance to have lunch with him the other day. He really is. He's a good morning, Irene. Great to see you. So glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. Hope the last pieces of the garden are finding their are shedding some beauty on you. That I'm sure there's I'm sure it hasn't given up the ghost yet. So I hope there is goodness in that. Yep. Just a, Also, if you don't know, I I just heard too. Jamie is going to have some surgery. I'm totally punking you out, by the way. Jamie's going to have some surgery on the 14th, so keep her in your prayers. We'll certainly meet before then, and maybe you will see it. But just that's a. It's often a worse thing to stare down the barrel of those things than it is to actually have them done. So please, pray for a little peace for her. That'd be great. Very nice. Sunny in mid 60s. Oh, that's perfection in Maine right there for the fall. Good morning, Fanny Faye Davis. So glad you're here. If uh, if Alexa's there, hello, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're well, and you have some family around you. That is terrific. No, I got a frowny face from Irene. That may mean the garden is not loving as it should these days. Good morning, Donna. How are with some still tomatoes on the vine? Very nice. Priscilla, good morning. I hope things are great in Ohio. Hope you're well. Good to see everybody. All right, it is the 7th day of October at 11:11. This Wednesday. I expect Jamie to jump in and say hump day any moment now, but you missed your chance. Beat you to it. All right. Welcome, friends. I want to talk about, and I really, as we were starting, I was encouraging you to kind of say hi this morning because I want you to consider what we're going to talk about today. We're going into the C.S. Lewis class on Thursday, and if you want to be a part of that, more than welcome to, both on Zoom and in person. But your gardens are still beautiful. I bet they are. I've seen some of the pictures. I bet they're terrific. That we are moving, so I want to spend a little time with Lewis this week. And one of the things I love about Lewis is that he's probably, I think, one of the best practical theologians I've ever read. Like there's people who have bigger and better thoughts than him. There it is, hump day. Like that, there are people that have bigger and better thoughts than him. There are people who have more intricate ideas about how the universe works. All of that. But in terms of the practice of living and being a practical theologian, he's not a Thomas Merton that will tell you the deep connectedness of the world and all that sort of stuff. Lewis has this way of this zen of being in his life, of that, and it's very English, I think, but in many ways, hey Sherry lad, that it is this sense of like, a pint and a pipe, and all the world shall be well kind of thing. There's this lovely, almost meditative kind of note of the peacefulness through which he connects to the ancient, and he connects to the whole, and he connects to what I would call the logos, the really real, the things when all the outside stuff is stripped away, all of the flashy lights, all the beauty, all this sort of stuff, everything else strips away, all of the glitz and the sexy, all of the ugly, and when it all strips away, the things that really matter, things that truly call our hearts, those things are left. And that he has this way of staying connected and tapped into those that are, and part of it is his deep reliance in community, his deep reliance on the people around him, like his deep reliance, like he was so great at understanding the power of church. And when I say church, I mean your gathered faith community, whether your gathered faith community happens to gather in a worship space, in a worship space with a pointy hat or not, or whether it gathers or where it gathers, but it has gathered community that is worshipful. And that was I think one of Lewis's great pieces. And he writes this. He says, "In friendship, we think we have chosen our peers. In reality, a few years difference in the dates of our births, a few more miles between certain houses, the choice of one university instead of another, the accident of a topic being raised or not raised at a first meeting, any of these chances might have kept us apart. But for a Christian, there are, strictly speaking, no chances. A secret master of ceremonies has been at work. Christ, who said to his disciples, 'You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you,' can truly say to every group of Christian friends, 'You have not chosen one another, but I have chosen you for one another.' The friendship is not a reward for the discriminating and good taste in finding one another out. It is the instrument by which God reveals to each of us the beauties of others." I was in church the other day, and I don't know if I was supposed to hear this or not, but somebody was just kind of remarking almost in under their breath, or kind of to no one, just like, church attracts some interesting people. That there's this way of there, just kind of like that, kind of commenting on the fact that there's this way of like that there's that the people that we're church with, the people that we come to gather with, the people that all of us that are gathered here right now, or that if you're gathered hearing my voice later in the day, you're a part of it. This isn't about, we don't gather because we're just, we all have the same golf handicap, or we all have the same way in which we love this thing or that thing, but that there's a transcendence in it. And there's a transcendence in the friendship of what it means. In the congregational way, there are three things that we call the highways of coming to Jesus. And it is faith, clearly our understanding of the role, fellowship, faith, freedom, the fact that we can understand that faith with our own conscience and our own will, not coerced by a guy with a fish hat or anybody else, and fellowship, the fact that we have friends on the journey. Now, I've talked about this numerous times through our journey, but I can't stress it enough, that I think the greatest treason that we can do to the craziness of our days is to embrace in friendship the people that we find ourselves with. in our church, whether it's the First Congregational Church of Fall River, whether it's the around our dinner table, whether it's wherever our gathered thing is. And it's not that we're all gathered out of the same love and same understanding, or even same political ilk, or same understanding of the world, but that we come to the transcendent, knowing that there's a place at the table because of the cup that is set there by the one who set the table, Jesus the Christ, that transcends all of those divisions and transcends all of those desires. Friendship is the greatest single gift we've been given. I'm going to tell you that. Friendship is the greatest single gift. And that, by the way, is not me. That's Lewis. Hear the rest of this. Hear the rest of his phrase. He says, friendship is the greatest of worldly goods. Certainly, to me, it is the chief happiness of life. If I had to give a piece of advice to a young man about a place to live, I think I should say, sacrifice almost everything to live where you can be near your friends. We violate this. I mean, think of Jesus' words. We violate this a lot. We take our friends for granted. You know, they talk about the miracles of Jesus, and one of the things that you know, and somebody made a snarky remark that one of the greatest miracles of Jesus that nobody talks about is the fact that he was an adult male over 30 that had 11 close male friends. That doesn't happen. That we're isolated and alone. We're busy having relationships with this freaking thing. That if I could smash it into 1,000 pieces, I would. Although it does give me the ability to love some of you and keep in touch with some of you in ways that I wouldn't do, and so I don't. But that's its only function. Friends. You're all my friends. You are. Hear Jesus' words. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I do not call you servants any longer, because the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to everything that I have heard from my Father. You did not choose me, but I chose you. God has chosen you to be his friend. God has chosen you to walk as close as any human being ever could to you, to share your struggles, to share your pain, to share your anxiety, to share your worry, to share all that you carried on your walk, and to talk and to be with him. And that's just God. And God has given you, all of us that are on this journey with us, that all of us that have been a part of this way and this thing, that we can have our arms around each other in these days. In some ways, I think the greatest evil is not the death of this time. It is not the anxiety of this time. It's not even the oppressiveness of this time. In many ways, I think the scariest thing of this time is that we're actively in the business of hiding our faces from each other, so that we might not be friends. And I'm not saying it doesn't have function. I'm not saying it doesn't. I don't get in all that. I'm going to get in just the real and practical lived realities. That I want to see your face, friends. And it is an encouragement to me to see your little digital faces. I've said this our entire journey. To see your little digital faces pop up is an encouragement to me every day. And I hope you seeing my big dumb hairy mug is an encouragement to you. And it is because this is, as Lewis says, the highest of worldly goods. This is not something to be taken for granted, but it's the thing to be wired into. And to be friends with not those who just share all of our likes and share all of our things, but to be friends with those whom we're a part of. When Lewis and Tolkien and Wallace and MacDonald and some of the others gathered in the pub and would talk about their writing and their work, if they had not had those conversations, if they had not had those things, we would not have the Chronicles of Narnia. We would not have the Lord of the Rings series. literally, both of them, we're going to kind of throw those on the rubbish bin of history. But if were it not for the encouragement and the love that they had, that Tolkien and Lewis had for each other, and what they were able to bring out of each other in their time together, and it was not that they were part of a working group or a networking, thing. It was the fact that they were simply friends. We cannot. When there is a million things in this world, I've talked about this before. That we are in this. We are no longer in an age of. We're not in a secular age. We're in a sacralizing age. This comes from Len Sweet, and he's right on point. That we're in an age where there are many gods, and there are many gods looking for our allegiance and our fealty, that we would bend the knee to them. And the greatest treason to all of them is that we might be friends, and we might hold on to our friends, and hold on to those whom we journey with, and hold on to those whom are sacred to us, because we see the face of Jesus in them. Oh, you are all my friends. Know this. And know that we do not call each other master. We do not call each other anything that would disrupt our bearing fruit in this world. And that great command that we may love one another as Jesus loved us. Will we do it perfectly? Heck no! But that too is part of the journey and the invitation of covenantal living. Because this last part of Lewis's text that I want to end us on again today. The friendship is not a reward for our discriminating and good taste in finding one another out. It is the instrument by which God reveals to each of us the beauties of others. Oh, my beauties, I hope you will in the days ahead reveal yourself to your friends. Be the instrument of God in somebody else's life. Make a phone call, stay connected, reach out, take somebody to lunch, rekindle an old connection, whatever it is you need to do. But remember that is the greatest of all goods in this world that would separate us and divide us and have us cut down and have us divided. This, you and I, calling one another friends. Okay, friends, that is our time. That is what I have for you this morning. I am, hey, Sandra Overlock, I am so glad to call you friend. It is great to see you here. Good morning, Fanny Faye. All right, friends, great to see you. I am so glad each one of you are on this journey with me. It is a gift. Thank you. And continue to share this journey with others. We'll be back tomorrow with another 11:11. We are doing a blessing of the animals this week. So I've got the assistant minister of hospitality down here. Where'd he go? Boko, come here. Oh, he's getting old. Hi. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about creation tomorrow. All right, friends. I be well, and peace and grace to you all.